Surprise! Like as if you're supposed to see anyone else on my channel except me. Anyway, so today we're going to do another one of our reviews. I saw most of you liked the last review that we did. Today we're going to do another one of those. So I saw a product on the market, a new product on the market that I was very impressed with. This one is charcoal lighters, and I know we have used briquettes before to light our charcoal stoves, especially down in Africa where we have very many alternative sources of fuel for cooking aside gas and electricity, because those two are ranked among the most expensive for us down here in Africa. So definitely we've had to improvise or even carry down traditions. For example, we have used firewood, we still use firewood, and also charcoal is a very big source of fuel for people cooking down here. So these charcoal lighters are here, and you know what, let's get to seeing what they actually look like in the video. So this is what they look like. Simple packaging, paper, biodegradable paper, so eco-friendly in that sense. We look at the ingredients: petroleum byproducts, sawdust, additives and colorants. The name is hard though, MSFBSC. I think they need to get an easier name for us. To be honest, when we got to this point, I was like, huh? You say these are, eco-friendly. This is an eco-friendly product, so what's eco-friendly about petroleum byproducts and additives and colorants? So I was in utter shock a bit there, and I was intrigued, so I went and sourced out the manufacturers of these charcoal lighters and just requested for more information on these charcoal lighters, and they were able to tell me that they are eco-friendly according to them because they use paraffin wax, that is the petroleum byproduct they're talking about, which is a natural wax, and they also use things like sawdust, which are actually byproducts of maybe carpentry and any other woodworks that would happen. Yeah, so I was a little bit more convinced there and a little bit more calm, because I got to figure that maybe there's nothing also that is like 100% eco-friendly, because it's difficult to innovate a product like that. But just as much as it's difficult to have organic foods nowadays and organic soils, so yeah. So we got to opening the pack and actually seeing what these charcoal lighters look like. Is there any difference? Is there anything special? So pulling them out of the pack, they were circular in shape, very light, by the way, huge. They probably take up your whole palm, the size of your whole palm, but very light. And when I saw petroleum products, I thought they'd be really smelly, but they're not. They actually only get to smell when you put them close to your nose. So that's what they look like. Let's get down to the next part of this video, where we are actually lighting up our charcoal stove using these charcoal lighters. So I picked up my charcoal stove and my pack as well, set it on a board so there's not much mess after. Opened my pack, got my charcoal lighters. I broke just one charcoal lighter into a quarter of 1/8 of the charcoal lighter. So I used a really small piece, as you can see. Got my matchbox or chibiliti, lit the charcoal lighter, the little piece of charcoal lighter I had broken off, and then put it a little bit under a few of the charcoal pieces and used some of the charcoal pieces to cover it up as soon as I saw a flame of fire, so it could get to lighting. And then on closer look, that is what I saw. The fire had started to light after we had ignited it, and it was steadily growing. As you can see also, the smoke is not as much as when it's like a baby smoke. It's not as much as when we use other products. See what we got 10 minutes later: a fully fledged charcoal stove, ready to cook, and just receive the saucepan so it can get our food rolling. This was really hassle free. It wasn't
After seeing the special way in which we lit our charcoal stove today, what do you think? What's your feedback? Please do let me know. Send me a comment in the comment section. Give it a thumbs up or even a thumbs down if you think the manufacturer should know that there is something lacking. Okay, so why would I recommend these charcoal lighters? For me, I think it's something I would use because it honestly wasn't as messy as usually charcoal stove lighting is. There's always black hands involved, black nails involved. The whole place is filled with smoke as well. So I think for me this time it was much easier. It was as simple as put the little piece of charcoal lighter onto the charcoal, light it up, and you're good to go. So you can go and do something else as the charcoal actually lights. So because of that, it's also very time efficient and time saving, because I don't have to stick there and keep having to blow the charcoal stove so it can actually light, or I don't have to just keep there to keep feeding the charcoal stove with papers so it actually lights. So it's time saving, I think. Also, it is very, very economical because I used a tiny piece. I still cannot believe I used a tiny piece of charcoal lighter to actually light up a big charcoal stove. I'm not talking about the one whole charcoal lighter. It was a quarter of an eighth of one charcoal lighter. And if I have 10 charcoal lighters in my pack, in one pack, then definitely I'm going to be able to light so many charcoal stoves, and that will take me for quite a while. So for my pockets, I think it's great, and it will serve the purpose of being nice to the budget of the home. What else? I also like that, yes, there is smoke that comes with this. I was really dying to see if we were going to see smoke. Yes, we saw smoke, unfortunately. And but the smoke that comes out is not as disturbing as when you're using papers, to light up your charcoal stove. So I think this is also still another reason why we should use these charcoal lighters. Then of course the obvious reason is we are trying to be more as eco-friendly as we can, because we need to protect our environment, we need to protect our climate, we need to protect our ecosystem, not only for us but for the generations to come. So yes, I still think this has brought me one step ahead to trying to protect the ecosystem, doing my part for environmental conservation, and I don't know if it's called climate conservation as well but yes, you get what I mean. Another thing is this charcoal lighter is not completely, but it's way more safe than having to have paraffin lying around in the house, especially if you have children, that might end up swallowing this paraffin. So yeah, those are some of the reasons why I liked this. It's safe, it's economical, it's time saving, it's more eco-friendly. We definitely need more from the manufacturers. We need them to keep working to improve the product, but so far so good. It's much better than what has been on the market before, and I do give them a thumbs up. Well, it's your turn to give them your reaction so they get to know what exactly they can improve and do better. Okay, so let's remember that as we do these reviews, we're trying to connect suppliers, manufacturers to the final consumers, make it easy, because yes, we want to live healthy, but sometimes finding these materials that we actually do need, finding these foods that we actually do need, can be a hassle, and that's why these reviews are done, so we can find it easy to actually get access to most of these things so we can live a healthier life. But on top of that, for this particular review, I appreciate it because as much as we are trying to do the cooking as a duty in our households, for our families and for ourselves, we also need to make sure that it's being safe. We need to make sure that it's being sustainable. We need to make sure that we are not leaving the world a worse place than we found it. We're actually leaving it a better place than we found it. We are trying to mend whatever needs to be mended. We're trying to repair the damage as much as we can in our own rights, in our own spheres of influence, because you and I can both make a difference, no matter how small. When it all gets together, it's one whole synergy of greatness. And yeah, that's what we would be passing on to the ones that come after us, and that's very important. So next time, I hope you loved what you watched. Those that haven't subscribed, do subscribe, because you are going to be on the back of the wagon and we wouldn't want you to be there. Okay, so have a lovely rest of your weekend.